A bit more, you're having a good time.
Yay!
Brilliant. Okay. First of all, it's my very great privilege on behalf of both families to welcome you all here, and especially for those who've travelled. As Catherine said, we've got people from other countries here today. So let's hear from Scotland. Good. Let's hear from Wales. Lancashire. Down south.
Good.
Brilliant. Okay.
Yorkshire.
There's only one country, lad.
Thank you all for coming along to help turn this into such a perfect day. Now, the summer before Lois was born in September was a scorcher. There was sunshine everywhere. It was a pretty hard job for Christine carrying our biggest baby, actually. Although you weren't. But the reward was the sunniest child you could imagine. She was bonny, blithe and jolly. Yeah.
You said you were getting emotional.
No. Well, I was thinking of you as a little girl. You were so, Lois was so easy. She fitted into the family so well. We've got a lovely natural photograph of her when she's about 3, and she's cleaning Robin's bottom as she's changing his nappy. She doesn't do that these days.
Just wait till I'm 70.
Yes, that might be bad. But she could, right from the beginning, she was such good company. I've always said that actually Lois would be the best person to be stuck with on a desert island, except it wouldn't last. One day you'd be on the beach looking at the sun on the water, and then you'd suddenly see out by the horizon she's grown a tail and swum away. She's seen one of those big tropical spiders. That's right. She had, as a child, she had a tremendous sort of cheerful innocence about her. A lovely memory that we treasure is we were in London. We'd gone down for a very big demo. For those who remember, it's probably the People's March for Jobs. Lois was in a pushchair. As we went through the streets, we were close to a group of socialist workers taking the day off from their newspaper rounds. And they had a chant, and it went, "Educate, organise, occupy, kick the Tories out." Right? Over and over and over, all day they're at it. Anyway, as we went out through the quieter streets later on in the day, a little voice piped up from the pushchair. "Porcupine, porcupine, kick the Tories out."
Communist.
Best chant ever.
Some of us are still waiting, yeah. And not all that innocence has passed Lois by. You can see it in the way that she takes decisions, makes choices about things. She's very unaffected by other people. She goes her own way. For example, her first car, when all her friends were buying snazzy little, young professional type cars, Lois got a Renault Kangoo, which are kind of cross between a car and a van. Actually, it was a brilliant vehicle for a young
I
teacher.
still miss it.
Yeah. And we had it for a while after that. It's really good. Another thing, you know how girls talk about the rocks they've got in their engagement rings? Do you know anybody else whose rock is millstone and grit? So she keeps that kind of nice independence. And so I suppose that takes me around to thinking about her choice of husband. Now, Lois is incredibly, unbelievably like her grandmother, my mother-in-law. And let me say straight away, that's about the biggest compliment I could pay anybody. She's a wonderful woman. But Lo, she looks like her, she sounds like her, she has the same sunny personality that my mother-in-law had. She even manages to say every third sentence, to be honest. exactly what my mother-in-law used to say. So you'd think, wouldn't you, that maybe Lois would have been looking for a husband like her granddad. And in many ways, she's found it. Because her granddad was, he was kindly, he was funny, he was generous, he was clever, he's very capable, he could turn his hands to anything. He could strip car engines down and put them all back together again and work even better than they did before. He could do all that kind of thing. Oh, and another thing, in a twinkling of an eye, he could fill any given space with redundant car parts and stuff of some kind of fantastical future value. But,
You never know.
but you know the Superman films and Lois Lane, right? Superman's girlfriend. So Lois saw a Superman, and Grandad, the Grandad model fell short in two ways. First of all, it was very short. He's only just about 5 feet tall. That's not really a Superman model, is it? Whereas Tom, he's got the height, and he's got the build, perhaps apart from what the tailor called a slight fullness. By the way, guys, it's a great line. Honestly, love, it's not the beer, it's just my fullness. So he's got the build. The second thing is, Grandad couldn't fly, like Superman. Tom, on the other hand, can fly. I've seen him do it twice. Not that far, probably not in these shoes, but I've seen him do it twice. The first one was in one of the early initiation tests we put him through, which was, did he like sledging? I think somebody said earlier about Lois's love of snow, and yes, he took to sledging like crazy, and I don't think he'd done much around here. But went straight for the fastest slope and over the bumps, and yes, he did fly for a bit. The second occasion was during an initiation test about whether he shared our taste in wine. Well, he does. Actually, I can't really remember now whether it was the wine that he drank or I had drunk, but he definitely levitated. I'm sure he did. Sometime during that evening. And so Lois has found her Superman, and it's lovely to see her so happy. But she's not just found her Superman, she's found us some new friends. She's been very nice, and Sue, and Claire, and Paul. And then there's one other thing as well. Lois's two brothers and her sister have all found the really most marvellous partners, and they all get on. And now Lois has completed the set. Thank you very much. So now I think I've just got two things left to do. The first one is to propose a toast. And the toast is, if you join me, is to Tom and Lo, and to Lo and Tom.
Come on, Lo.
Tom Lo.
And the second thing is, it's the warm-up bit. Ladies and gentlemen, will you now please give a really warm hand to Tom. Who's going next? To Tom!
Hey!